concert. You come to sign me up. Beyonce.
That's why I was laughing, because I know as soon as you saw
We didn't mean to disturb you since we were coming down. And we thought, could we be in heaven yet, Matt? We won't be in heaven till November the 2nd, election night. Please go out and vote.
Hello and welcome to ROC. I'm Wander P. and this is Restore Our Communities. We have a very informative show for you today. My guest today is Mr. Matt Kenigson, and I also have with me my brother, Sam Colman. How you guys doing?
Doing great, thank you.
Great.
Doing great.
We're going to start with you, Matt. Tell our viewing audience who you are and what is your purpose? What are you about?
Well, I'll tell you what. I have worked most of my life to try to create additional jobs through technology. That's really what I've been focused on. And I have spent a lot of time working both in education and in private private business on a lot of different things. I grew a large software company from scratch.
Wow.
And I also have spend a lot of time focusing on helping both school systems and companies on how to be more efficient and how to essentially do more with less.
Wow.
And
that's great. You're about to say something else?
Well, and that just frees them up, especially when companies can do that. It frees them up to grow and to create more jobs, and that's really what I think is important right now.
And you know what? You're going to always be needed. So that's a great way to go.
Well, I'm Sam Colman, and I'm an attorney here in the city, and I've served on the Public Access Board for several years. Currently, I serve on the Metro Council. This is my second term. I'll be termed off next August. And I, too, am a public servant. I do a lot for our community. I want to see our city grow. And actually, we're facing some tough times, and we have to make some tough decisions. And I think with the correct leadership across the board, both state and local, we can do that. And I want to be instrumental in seeing that get done.
Wow. And you just said a mouthful. Both of you guys have said a lot. I want to go in a direction right now. Let's talk about the importance of election. We're talking about where we're in trouble. There's a certain negative vibe that's going on in the world, seem like, but especially among where we're living right now. Let's talk about the importance of election and how they affect the community.
Okay. Want me to stop, Matt?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, good deal. Well, obviously, and like I said before, we're facing some very tough times, and I think America is facing a time when they're upset. They're upset because things in Washington hadn't happened as fast as they would like, but they also have amnesia too, because they're forgetting that this just didn't happen. The state of affairs that we're in now, and at the same time, they're somewhat ambiguous in terms of not knowing what they want, and they're sort of confused. I think daytime talk show help confuse America a little bit more than what it needs to be. So people, for that reason, are upset, mad, angry, and a lot of amnesia. And as a direct result of that, they're taking it out on the incumbents across the United States at the state and local level. And so what Matt and I have been doing, we've been telling people and asking people to take advantage of the American process, which is at the voting box. Because we didn't see a lot of that at our last election on August the 5th, and we're hoping that people don't let the sentiments of the last 18 months get in the way of American due process right, and that is to vote. Last
August, talk about the damage that was, and how horrible that was in August, no one coming out to vote.
Well, it wasn't that no one, we had a low turnout.
Some
of the reasons is that on the Democratic side of things, we didn't have a gubernatorial primary with 2 or 3 candidates there. We only had one with Mike McCord leading the ticket. And on the other side, Bill Haslam had quite a few opponents, and so they were able to kind of spice it up a little bit. But the apathy didn't just come the last election. People in America, period, just don't see the need to vote, and that is such an injustice.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It is. It is absolutely an injustice. I want to add a little bit to what you said, Sam, actually. I read an excellent article yesterday that I think really touched on what is fueling some of that anger and some of that apathy. Because on the anger side of things, I think people around the country, they haven't quite put their finger on it. I mean, they talk about taxes and they talk about this and that and the other, but these are all symptoms. These are not causes. And actually, what I think the biggest cause that is happening right now, more than anything, is that people have a sense that right now the United States is in decline. And I don't want to get people all riled up, because I don't think that's true.
It's not.
I don't think that's true. But I feel like there's a frustration in the country that might be the case. And I feel that part of that frustration is they think maybe some other people have their act together and maybe we don't. But I got to tell you that that's not true, and that's not true for a number of different reasons.
Absolutely.
Now, the first reason is because we are, quite frankly, the most creative country in the entire world.
Yes.
We put out more creativity, more on ingenuity, more entrepreneurship. And one of the things I like to tell people, because we have actually here in Nashville some really amazing work going on in entrepreneurship.
Okay.
But we have just really, really amazing things happening, especially, and I'm very focused on the technology space. Okay. But that's a place where jobs are created at 5 times the normal rate. But this is really exciting about what's happening around the country. And during a time like now, when there's a downturn, more jobs actually do end up getting created as new businesses, new entrepreneurship. And so the focus of this article, and I don't want to go on too long about it, but the focus of the article was essentially that what we need to do and what people are asking for, and what I think, quite frankly, Sam delivers and many other people are delivering, is a promise of leadership that can actually bring about the type of change that they've been wanting. Now, 2 years ago, we were promised hope and change, but we were admonished. We were told very clearly that this is just the beginning. This is when we have to start working and working hard. And that is what we need to do right now. And right now, this is the first election since that occurred. And this is the time when all of us need to fight that apathy and that amnesia that you were talking about. And we need to make sure that that hope and that promise get carried forward, because if we stay home and we don't vote, and we don't make sure that that change can come to pass, then it's just not going to.
And you know, I speak for a lot of people, and who have seen just all the negativity that's going on, and again, that helps us to forget, or cause the amnesia. So again, that's why it's important. If we have nothing else, we have our vote. Our vote. Our vote.